So, Patrick, you really do dig Gino. Hmm, interesting. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for American Horror Story NYC. This is episode 4 of season 11. This episode is called Blackout. And right in the beginning of this, we see where Patrick is flustered and looking for Gino. When he saw the Mai Tai killer and he gave him that little wave high, it clicked to him. Gino was in some type of danger, and he got to looking and carrying on. And you saw there, I saw that there is a connection, that he really does have feelings for Gino, because it was kind of up and down there. Because I wouldn't want to be in that relationship. Someone who's just coming out little by little, and they don't really know, and then they got all these secrets, and you know, it's kind of hard when you're gay and you're out walking that walk with somebody is real dedication. You have to really love them to literally walk that walk with them, because you do put your feelings in your back pocket a lot while waiting on them to catch up to where you are, maturity and, just life wise. So I was like, I don't know. It looks like Gino might get hurt in this. There are definitely feelings there. But anyway, baby, he found him. He found him down there in that morgue and got him out of there. And at that point, I feel like everything really got personal. Because before that, I don't think it was really like it was so, I don't think it had gotten real personal to him. The drugging and all of that, and it still didn't seem to hit home like, oh, you literally gonna try to do him while he with me. That's when I felt like it got really personal, and he was a little pissed. And I was like, okay, so come on, let's get it on now. Now, shortly after that, we actually see them waking up, Patrick and Gino, and Gino's fussing about fleas. He said, where have you been at? There's the fleas. I said, oh. So whatever this is, as far as that infection situation, it done found its way over there to Gino. See, again, I still say, I don't know, because that's like the whole HIV kind of thing. You done snuck out, you sneaking out, you sliding around in town, and you done brought something home to your unsuspecting partner is what you done. You got the rash, Patrick, and you done brought these fleas home to him because you done been down to the party site where the fleas and the cats are. It's a real messed up situation. Anyway, so that's all going on. Gino ends up going to have a conversation with Patty LaPone. Well, her name is not Patty LaPone in this, but it's Patty LaPone. She's the owner of the bathhouses. And she, again, she's an underground girl. So she don't want no problems, and all that. But then as he keeps talking to her and telling her, we really need you. This is what's happening. We're being hunted. And she told him, do you think I don't see what's going on? I see what's going on. Things have gotten darker. The disappearances are a mess. She's like, I've had things happen, and the police, I can't even get the police to come, and this kind of thing. It's just bad. And she's like, well, here's some things that you can quote from me. It's just because she's fully aware of what's going on. People are aware of what's actually going on, and it's just not everything that's going on, but that the community is under attack. Okay, so then we end up seeing our guy Hans. And Hans has actually died at this point. He is laid in the bed. He is, they're up here. And this was said it's like the hottest day. It's like extremely hot in New York. Extremely, extremely hot. And they live in this, Hans lived in this apartment way up top. And they go up there. He had died a few days ago. He had been there. His friend actually found him. And the first thing we saw come out of the apartment, cat, one of them cats. Um, it was just a whole scene, like a whole scene. The body was decaying, and Patrick is actually looking, and Patrick is slowly starting to put things together: fleas, cats, rashes, this thing, and of course, up there in all that heat, things are mutating even faster and stinking, and it was a whole bunch. And he's starting to slowly put things together. Okay, and it's ugly because you are at the helm of some of that stuff. But anyway, moving on, we end up seeing Sam and Theo get into this whole little thing. Theo comes, he tells Sam about the fire and all of this, and he's basically they're talking, and he's saying, your name is coming up in a lot of different circles of things, and there's a guy walking around in the street saying that you did these things to him, and he's like, and I don't know, because there's times when I am kind of scared of you, like you've gotten dark, and you're like going over to this dark side. I don't really like it. He said, oh no, people are just jealous of us, this, that, and the other. He's trying to talk him down off the ledge. It ain't working. They break up. He breaks up with him. And then he ends up leaving. Adam comes home one day. He's being trailed. You can tell somebody's trailing him. He don't mind paying any attention. And again, you can see how hot it is because you see everybody like sweat profusely and everything. It's just hot. It's just like a hot day. It's like miserable. It's just crazy. Anyway, when he gets to his house, Theo is sitting on the steps. They talk. They go upstairs. He invites him to come upstairs. He comes upstairs. It's like, you want to come upstairs for a glass of water? He's like, yeah. Try to go up there, and they end up getting down, honey. They end up getting down. It's pretty much etched in stone. They're going to be together. It just kind of is what it is. They're going to go on and tell. He's like, I done left. I'm going to take it to the next, we'll take this thing to the next level. Whatever. Moving on. Later on that day, Patrick ends up having this meeting with his boss. Okay. So he's there with the boss, and they end up having this back and forth. And he basically comes out. He comes out to him, and he tells him, listen, it is what it is. There's these things that's going on. I am a homosexual. I'm a homosexual. This stuff it's happening. There's stuff that's happening. No, I'm not leaking anything or anything like that, but I am like looking and seeing what's going on. Me being gay doesn't stop me from doing my job. He basically came out to his boss. In the midst of that, boom, there's a blackout. There's a blackout. The lights are starting to go off all over New York. These lights are going off. And Adam ended up getting a phone call from his old friend, the old friend that likes to party, tell him, oh, there's going to be a blackout party, girl. You got to come to the blackout party. I'm like, see, this is what I'm saying. People do this. They do this stupid stuff. You know that there is somebody hunting. Y'all got serial killers, basically, hanging around. And now you want to go to a blackout party because you think that's going to be fun. Child. Ridiculous. Anyway, in the midst of all that, before the lights went totally out, Gino gets a visit from the ex-wife. The ex-wife rolled through, baby, and she got the leather mask. And she said, I found this in Patrick's old stuff. This, that, thing, and the other. He giving her very much a Miss Thing. You're trying to come in between us. This, that, thing, and the other, on and on and on and on and on. He gives her that whole spiel. She said, don't you become me. Because I see that you're in denial. You're becoming me. And he's got you with all his lies. Instead of, he basically dismisses her. He dismisses her. After that, we see Sam pumping. He's going on to the blackout party. On to the blackout party. And being trailed again. It's Sam. Sam tells him, get in the car. He gets in. He basically tries to bribe him. He says, listen, I created Theo. Theo will get bored with you. And when he's done and he's bored with you, he's going to come back to me. It just is what it is. This is how it does. This is how we do what we do, little boy. And he basically says, so what will it cost me for you to go away? He tries to bribe him. Adam gets on out of the car. I said, oh, God. So now, Adam, listen, Adam. Gino already told you. So now you know you got an X on your back, okay? That's that. So down at the office, the lights are starting to go off, okay? They got backup generators, different things like that at the police station. And there's a phone call. And the killer basically he's taunting Patrick to meet him at the park, at Central Park, this, that, thing, and the other. So he like, okay, I got to get him. So he gets his partner with him. They're down there, and he goes out into the park, and the partner's in the car, whatever, keeping watch, this, that, and the other. And the next thing you know, we are having this whole situation where the leather man shows up, and him and Patrick get into this back and forth. And the leather man has this really old, it's a chain with a ball with spears on the end, very gladiator. And he's giving, it was given very, y'all remember on Kill Bill? When old girl had that, the old girl was fighting with Uma Thurman and had the ball with the spikes. Terrible. But he was trying to get Patrick, baby. He really was. He's trying to get Patrick. Also in the park, the Mai Tai killer is down there. There's the one friend of Hans and his friend end up going to the blackout party. And they in the dark, it's just a big orgy in the dark. They go and yell at everybody and tell everybody, y'all need to get your shit together. We are being hunted, this, that, thing, and the other. So people, we need to organize. We need to get ourselves together. And it is what it is. Adam was actually there as well. And they're like, yeah, I'll help. We need to organize. We got to protect ourselves because the cops are not. We just can't depend on the cops. So that's that. So after that happens. By this time, Patrick has actually left the park. Patrick has gone home. He had his and running with the leather man. So where I kept thinking I said, can Patrick be the leather man? But no, because leather man just attacked Patrick. So that's that. Gino and Patrick end up having a conversation at the house, and Gino done sat there and stewed in with the ex-wife done told him, come out to me. Tell me everything. And he tells him everything. He tells him everything. That I have been sneaking out. I have been having sex, but there's no meaning in it. I just do it. I don't know why I do it, but I'm going to stop, that whole thing. In the midst of that, Gino starts telling him, you know what? I can't do this. I can't live like this. It's ridiculous. I feel like your shit is suffocating me. And he ends up having this whole breakdown and tightness. And I thought he was having a heart attack. He falls out, passes out, ends up at the hospital. And he's in the hospital. And when the doctor comes through, she tells him, you have what we call cat scratch fever. And I'm going to keep you overnight because I got to watch this fever. You have this fever that's going up. That's what made you collapse and fall out and all of this kind of carrying on. And he kind of just looks at Patrick like, okay, so you didn't already confess that you've been running around in the streets doing whatever you're doing. I don't know what it is, but I know I was fine. And I feel like you done brought me something. And he just turned his back to him. Patrick's over there looking worried because he know more than what Gino know. And just a mess. Okay. So Hans's friend, and then one of the guys that was at the party, because the two of them were at the blackout party, they end up going down. They're in the park now. And in the park, they're like sneaking through, watching everybody cruising and having sex at the park. And they walk up on the damn Mai Tai killer. He cutting somebody's head off. They walk up on him and they see him, and the Hans's friends like, oh my God, now we gotta go to the police, which is the smart thing. No. The other friend's like, no, we gotta follow him so we can know where to tell the police to go. They end up following him, child. He ends up luring them into the apartment building, gets them into the elevator, baby, and then the lights is cutting up. Honey, and he says, what? You know how he gets talking all crazy. He got this bag. He said, oh, in my bag. Y'all smelling the stuff in my bag. You know, I'll be buying meat that's like, it's a couple days old. I said, oh, here we go with this, honey. And then he says, no, you know, I'm lying. I'm lying. Y'all know what's in my bag, honey. Ooh. And the next thing you know, honey, the lights flickering and flashing. And he got this lighter, honey. And the next thing you know, honey, you see him with the knife. I said, see, you girls, see? Always doing too damn much. You left the orgy. You spared yourself. You walked out down into the park. You walk up on the serial killer, serial killing. You, instead of leaving it alone, you decide to follow him. And now you done became a victim. What did you expect? Child, listen. It was a lot and a lot of moving pieces, moving fast on this episode. Truly, truly. And I started to do the review as that, but I said, no, I didn't want to get too long-winded with it because I didn't know how it would go. But these two episodes really could have been one episode. All of that running around in the hospital on the last episode, we could have kind of condensed that or even took it out, really. Because the fact that he actually found him in the morgue, come on, Ryan. But okay. Yeah, but this was interesting. But yeah, the blackout, baby, the lights went out in New York. And like, really? That's probably the last place you want to be when the lights go out is in New York City, especially in the height of serial killers running around. And we got two of them, possibly more, two of them going on. And there was another scene somewhere in here in these two episodes where Theo told Sam that he didn't believe that Big Daddy was dead and that he gonna find him. I said, oh. Anyway, I don't know, child. Y'all doing some risky business. But anyway, that's it. That's all. I ain't got no more right now. Listen, this is episode 4. I'll catch you all on the 5th episode next week. All right, you guys. Later.